Where was this was somewhere in Tulsa, right?
Yeah, this was shot in Tulsa.
Now this jacket was too big.
This
I was having a hard time with my clothes back then.
Yeah, this was our first real concept video.
This is it. This is where it all began.
This was like a 5-day shoot.
Was it really?
I mean, it took forever to shoot this, I remember.
Because we had to come back and do some reshoots and stuff.
Yeah, we had some camera problems.
Yeah, this was a true story. Happened to a friend of mine, and he told me this story at a. Well, he didn't tell me. He preached it to the church, and I used to listen to the tape over and over and over again, try to figure out how do I get a 45-minute sermon down to 6 minutes. And then when I wrote it down, I wrote it out as a poem, and I played it to Keith Thomas, our producer, who when he produces. He does all the keyboards himself, and he scores a movie. So he had this really offbeat technique that he wanted to use on the rap. So we were like sort of doing rap before it was really happening yet in Christian music.
Yeah.
So syncopated lyrics set to music. And this was really kind of strange because every time we would do a particular song, or I'd say it has to be evil here and this is what's happening, and I would describe it, and then he would just play it on the keyboard. And there's a camera coming out of the basket.
Yeah, and we tried to be innovative in how we make
Where did you find
transitions.
this house, man?
That's in Jinx. It actually, Jinx, Oklahoma, it actually burned down a couple years after we shot that, but I mean, it was just perfect Addams Family kind of look.
Yeah.
That gate there is all, we put all that up and dressed it out. That wasn't there.
Yeah, the gate was gone.
And that actually the lights on in the windows, that's just lights we put in there. Nobody was living there. Now
No.
this is a set we built.
Yeah.
Everything else was all set in studio.
Here comes our boy.
And this was a guy who was perfect when we casted him.
Do you
It's
remember
like-
his name?
I don't. But I saw him on a plane not too long ago.
No, you did,
I
really?
did.
You know, the funny thing is, his hair was not black. His hair was white. And he was very, very funny. He was a very comical guy. We kept making each other laugh. So as soon as the door would close, we would start busting out laughing.
Yeah.
Because he was trying to be real dead serious and evil. And there was nothing evil about the guy.
Right.
You know, he just...
And you know, he's not even an actor. He just had the look, and we just worked with him to make him do this part.
Wasn't an actor? You told me he was an actor.
No, he that's not what he does full time.
Oh, really?
I mean, he does.
He did a couple of local films, though, right?
Yeah, but I mean, he's like a salesman or whatever. But I mean, we definitely dressed this set out in much detail, as you can tell, and it just to shoot all this.
This was a big deal back
Oh.
then because we didn't do sets
Yeah.
in Christian music or create sets or like a movie. We wanted it to look like a mini movie.
And this is what this was the first real mini movie, I think, in Christian music.
Yeah, everybody started to.
This established you as a video artist.
Yeah, I think it did.
It's people that have never seen anything like this before, and as a director, this is what I love to do, is tell stories.
It was too much fun. We had
Yeah.
a lot of good time. I remember there was one time there was all these like camera tracks that were running through, and I had to keep stepping over top of them. There's one part in here where I almost tripped over one, stepping back to make a point.
And it looked like you were acting.
Yeah, it looked like I was just so overcome with emotion that. What's the bird? What's the deal with the bird?
No, it's just every evil house has to have a raven.
A raven.
It's like a raven.
Oh, is that
type
what
of
that
bird.
is, a raven?
Well, it's kind of, yeah.
You know, I was chased by a raven one time on tour.
Really?
Yeah, I was laying out. I was laying out getting some sun, and this thing started dive bombing on me.
I'd be concerned.
I remember
about
the
that.
first time he did that.
Yeah.
He did a peace sign, and I just busted out laughing.
Yeah.
And it was hard for him to maintain his composure because he kept doing the wrong hand signals. Then the next time he was with the Bloods, the Crips. Finally, he finally did a satanic symbol.
Yeah. But I mean, he was an intense guy. Once we got into this, and he did pull it off. And this was. I was very pleased with how this looked. We tried to do some different type of lighting and transitions here, to just give it some drama. See the light coming up as we come around.
Where'd you get that chair?
Oh, that was from a Christmas. Santa usually sits on that chair every year in Utica Square
Hey, man.
in Tulsa.
You didn't tell me that.
Yeah, we got it from Utica.
You waited
Square.
till now?
I was holding out, man. But that's a Santa's chair.
That's me acting. But
Yeah.
look at the intensity.
And then
man.
the light, of course, enhances the intensity.
That's somebody telling me your mother's coming to visit for 3 weeks.
Now here coming up is a scene of high dollars at the time. I
Yeah.
mean, now it's not that hard.
Yeah,
to
everybody
create.
was weirded out at it. When the guys
But I mean, the demons and all that we created, I mean, those were actually all built. Actual demons that we had.
Who did that? We had a guy locally. Who
Yeah,
was,
a company called Defects out of Tulsa.
Right.
They built these demons, and they were put on wires, and we shot them on green screen, and then rotoscoped them, which is you take a frame by frame and put a glow around them.
There he is. He's lying in bed.
See, the bed opens up, and we pull him in.
Wheezing like a dying animal. I was wondering who that was laying in bed. That's him as an old man.
That's him as an old man.
See, that's how he really looked, though.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's his real hair color.
See, these are the demons. I mean, they look so cheesy now, but back then, it was like no one was doing it.
Everybody was freaking out at the time. Now I look at it now, I'm like,
scared little kids. And
love it.
Pulled them in there, and they had turned the light on, and all that fire was all created
Here he comes.
in post-production.
This is where I stepped back and tripped over the tracks.
Mm-hmm. And that was tough for you to get that lip sync. I mean, that's pretty intense. That, of course, the bird explodes.
I never quite understood why did the bird explode.
Still a comic relief. Peter didn't appreciate it.
Just that much truth causes ravens to explode.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Of course, see, now we've changed the lighting, and that's daytime. All this was shot inside of a studio.
Yeah, what was the deal? I had to come back and reshoot something.
Yeah, the camera had problems with focusing. A focus.
The fire was going out too.
Yeah, well, yeah.
That fire was choking everybody. Remember?
Wasn't that a gas fire?
It was up the bad.
Yeah, but we had to actually reshoot twice, which was very frustrating, but because of the camera problem.
Yeah, it wasn't. You got mad at somebody too.
Oh
right?
yeah, I mean, it was like we got to shoot this right.
I hired you to do this, and you.
Yeah.
Yeah, go Carman.